Oh, Josh, can you get you in spectate? You are. We have 13 drivers today for F2. We were going to have 16, but we have 13 instead. Still good numbers for our league. This week we are in Britain, and I'm joined by also co-owner PRO Garley.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a very wonderful day. We've got the Easter weekend coming up. Hopefully everyone's feeling nice and excited for the weekend. If I'm honest, I'm more excited for the Grand Prix that's about to start. But no, I hope everyone's doing all right. And yeah, we do have 13 drivers. As Dave said, we should have 16, but personal reasons and just general stuff, it's something we can't really control too much. But hey, it is what it is. We've got 13 drivers. I'm ready to see some cracking action around Britain. And we are straight into qualifying.
Yeah, it looks to be dry, which is also always a good sign. Detailed.
It'll be interesting to see what the weather's like for the race. I don't know if we can't really see the Can we see the forecast?
No, we can't as spectators, so it's always a surprise for us, whatever happens.
Okay, so far, looking at what tyres have been fitted to each car, it's just the Mercedes of Tatum Taylor who is on the mediums, as well as flat pipe ace.
Well, Ryan Van Doom's on it.
Van Doom has also decided that the mediums might be the preferred option.
So one thing will be interesting to see, me and Josh commentated last week on the race. Jesse, he's our championship leader, but has not won a race yet. He has finished second in every single race. Also expect something good from Ross G. Last weekend he had a very good qualifying session actually in Monaco, but got a little bit unlucky in the race, and he did receive penalty points last week for crashing what looked to be very purposefully into the barrier. But hopefully we see a better race weekend from him this weekend. Next season we most likely won't be doing Monaco because our attendance for this season's Monacos were not the best, and the drivers said that in the chat. They said that they weren't a fan, that they like Monaco but not for league racing because it can be carnage, and as we saw it was carnage. So we get more attendance. We might do it.
If we do ever do a Monaco, we'll make like a bigger thing out of it. We'll make an event out of it rather than it being a
in the season.
As such.
Yeah, we might make a 100% Monaco.
Weekend.
Yeah, just something special. If you guys want to see that, sorry for me opening some food and snacks. I'm going to be needing them for this. As I think this is going to be an incredible race.
Whip out the popcorn.
F2 is always a very good race here in PRL. We always have some action going on, and also people need to catch up to Jesse as he is pulling away in the driver's standings right now. As MX Limitless, if you guys do remember, was in the championship. He was close with Jesse, but he has left the league to unfortunately join another league. Unfortunately, but we move. There is a yellow flag in sector 3. Not sure why, but we see Ross G about to start his lap. I'm going to ride on board with Ross G here. We also have a new driver this weekend, a HP10 Pro. He is a brand new driver in the Mercedes. And also we have Kara, who was our race winner from last time out as well in today's race.
Indeed, in the Renault. Had a very, very good race last weekend at Monaco. I mean, his ability to hold onto his tyres were
what was
immense.
It, 29 laps on the mediums or something stupid?
I believe it's around that mark. So he did about 29 laps on the mediums around Monaco. I mean, there was plenty of safety cars, so he had a
little bit of help, but
to help
still 29 laps on a set of mediums is very impressive.
It was very impressive, and the fact that he was managing to stay ahead and in fact open the gap to the cars.
Yeah, I mean his Delta Ross G's invalidated his lap at the fast right-hander, which used to be the first turn 1. He was actually a very good lap from Ross G, to be fair, when he was pushing. It looks to be a very quick lap so far, so yeah, I think he's going to back off and then go again. And we're going to ride on board with Big Jostle, who is he the next driver out? I think it's a Mercedes. HP10 Pro, yep. He will be the first driver. Number 14, he's taking Fernando Alonso's number. Quite popular number 14 in this game, because Alonso did not race in 2020. But let's see what our brand new driver to the league can bring. He's got a very similar helmet design to what I use, actually. Very interesting. But he comes across the line and he sets a 26.5. And Lewis G sets a 25.3. Good lap from
It was
Lewis
a good
G.
benchmark. I feel like DMAC and HV maybe just finding their feet a little bit there. Obviously,
what's happened with
Lewis G
DMAC?
has gone a full 7/10 faster, but
D-Max in the gravel. Oh, Jesse, our championship leader. There we go. 25-1 from Jesse, our championship leader. We have a Williams coming across the line now. I believe. Oh no, it's Flat Pie Face, a brand new driver to our league. Is another new driver to our league, and he's whipped out 24-7. Great lap, and his teammate Jossel.
That's a cracking time.
24 on Kara. These lap times are tumbling down, ladies and gentlemen. Kara with a 24-9.
Can I just add, we've got a medium runner, Tattoo Tamer. He's stuck in a 25.4, which is roughly about 6/10. Oh,
yep.
oh.
Roughly. Ross G's also on another lap. Let's see if he doesn't invalidate this time. Through the corner. Come on, Ross. Keep it on the track. Oh, no.
He's done it again.
He's done it again, Ross. I feel bad for him because every single time it happened in Monaco quite a lot. Ryan Van Doom is retired from the session. Is he crashed out?
Yeah, it looks like it.
He's retired. He's not left.
Well, I think he lost it at turn 2.
Oh, we didn't see that. Well, Ryan Van Doom.
His Temps just messed up his lap. Oh, he'll be annoyed with that. I think he was on a pretty fast one as well. His only lap so far is a 158.4.
And then Choft is about to start a lap. Our other commentator in our league. Yeah, I don't think a 35.5 was his actual lap.
Alright, I think everyone's bundling into the pits.
No, Jabu. We didn't realise Jabu's actually 24.8. Good lap from Jabu. He came P4 last time out in Monaco. Very clean race. He was a bit slow at the end, but that was mainly due to damage he had in his front wing. So.
Exactly that. Alright, who's currently out then? We've got Crofters on a lap.
Is Chazoon. Josh, can you invite Chazoon TV to the session so I don't give everyone the viewers blue screen?
You'll have to remind me of that name again.
Do you want me to tell you his name? Would you read it out?
Yes, please.
So capital C.
Yeah.
Lowercase for the rest of it. So it's H-O-Z-U-N. You should see it.
Perfect.
Cool.
Right. He has been invited to the session. Hopefully he'll be able to get in.
Oh, you said chosen. Apparently it's chosen, not Chazoon. Yeah, sorry, chosen. Apparently it's chosen TV. Sorry, mate. This is something that me and Josh have had an issue with before. In our league, we racing. He's called JD Garley. That's how you say it, but he's called JD Galay. So I do apologise for my bad pronouncing. It's also me not being able to read. So no excuses. Right, who is on a lap? Ross G's on. Ross G will be the first one on the out lap. He is yet to set a lap. So hopefully this time he can just get round that corner. I don't know why he bundled into the pits there. He's got unless he had damage or something. But nonetheless, we have a who's on the lap? HP10 Pro.
He has just started his lap. Pretty clean first sector, I'd say.
Yep, so far so good.
He's currently up by 4 thousandths on his current time. I imagine he'll be finding quite a bit more time in the middle and last sectors.
Now the key on this lap is actually the next corner. This is where it's not how fast Jake is, if they invalidate their lap time. And see if he holds it. He does. Ignore the stutter, guys. I have started to pick up a stutter recently, and I don't know why. Anyway, HP10 Pro comes onto the hangar straight.
He's now 2 tenths up on his current time, which would see him improve his time. Wouldn't see a position change, but obviously he's still got plenty of time.
Oh, I've got a low internet connection apparently.
I was going to say, you have been lagging quite a bit. So 126.2 for HP Pro. Grounding himself into that P9 position. Who have we got on a lap? Jesse comes across the line for a 125 flat. We've got Cara on a lap. That is a 24.7.
Good lap from
Cara. Second
Cara.
driver to make it into the 24.7s. Obviously, it's Flat Pie Face is the other one. He's currently sat in the garage. Oh, that is a spin from Lewis G.
Josh was on a lap, he's 3 tenths down.
Yeah,
Tattoo Tamer 24.6. He is our GP, he's our F1 admin, and he is racing in his first race in F2 today. Good lap.
It was a very tidy lap. Put himself 3 thousandths ahead of Flat Pie Face, who I imagine has probably seen that time and was thinking, I might have to go out for another lap.
Or does he? Where does P2 start? Is they on the inside on this track? They are, aren't they?
Yeah, but I'd say you want
to be on the
outside line. So you want that P1 position. Right, we've got Chofter currently on a lap. He's got Cara ahead of him, a little bit of traffic. That'll probably disrupt his flow a little bit, I imagine, but seems to be
he might get a bit of a tow.
I think he might have pulled out of this lap.
Sounds like it. Oh, no, he didn't.
No, I think he was about to start another lap, and he unfortunately lost it just there at the final corner.
I think Lewis G is now about to start his. Let's have a look on Ross G, though. He's coming up to the corner. Come on, Ross. Yeah, he's kept it this time. He's
now
kept
all he's got
it.
to do is stick it through Magnus and Beckett. And then it's a nice, easy straight down the hangar straight. DRS enabled, foot to the floor. And he's got to try and pick his braking very carefully here on the left in a very, very quick turn in. Ride that curb as much as possible. Try not to get rid of the track limits. Turn in, touch that apex, but don't hit the sausage curb too hard. Nice and easy out of this corner, as we've seen before. You can spin and across the line.
25.1, not bad time. It's a very close grid. If Ross is quick enough, he can get back to the pits and do another lap there. But good lap from Ross. He needed that. I reckon he can go quick. I reckon that was a banker lap from him. He looked to be lifting off in some parts.
I'd say so. I don't think D-Mac's going to be too happy there. Ross G was in front of him.
He did really make off an obvious move to get out of his way, though. I was riding on board with Ross, and he did pull over far to the left, so he should be fine. Well, D-Mac is 32 thousandths down on his current time.
Well, that's fine. He's still got the whole rest of the lap to find some time.
Yep. Big Jostles. Is he on a lap? He's on 2 lap old softs.
That is temp up to P10 with a 126.1. It's very, very close grid, isn't it? I think
it is.
From P8, or P1 to P8 is very, very close.
It is, definitely.
We've got P9 to 12, we've got a very nice little battle going on in the bottom end of the field. Flat Pie Face coming out then for his final few laps. We'll see what he can do. I'm quite worried about Temp though. I imagine he wants to get to the pits as quick as possible. He's done 3 laps on these tyres. And we want to make sure that he's got fresh ones for the race. because he might find he has to pit a little bit earlier on such worn tyres. As we've got Ferrari out of the pits, I believe that was Lewis G.
Let's ride on board. Anyone else on an actual lap?
Flat Pie Face is currently going down Hannah Straight.
About to start his,
ready
or would be his last attempts.
Indeed. And HP Pro is just behind him, also getting ready to go onto a lap. It's absolutely flying. Making sure that he gets to the line as quick as possible, just in case he needs to do a second lap, I imagine. Here we go then, to the final corner, across the line. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, so Flat Pie Face to be our first driver to come across and complete their lap. He's 31,000 up on his time.
That would put him pretty much the same lap as T2 Tamer. So this is a very, very, very close tussle here for pole position. I have no idea who's going to get it because we've got HP Pro, who is a very quick driver by the looks of it. I believe he was up in the first sector. Kara is currently on an out lap, as is most of the grid, to be fair. Those who are in the pits, I don't think they're going to get another lap in. Currently a 10th up is Flat Pie Face. He needs to make sure he nails this final section. Oh, he rides the curbs perfectly there. Coming into the final curve. Oh, and he's gone a little bit wide. Oh, but he's held it. He's held it very nicely.
Could be a good time. 24 is on pole. Is not on pole. Oh, it's so close. Look at the time.
Oh,
Tattoo Tamer doesn't need to do a lap. He doesn't need to do one.
I can't believe it. Looks like HP Pro had to back out of his lap. He's going to go on for a second lap. Must have made a mistake somewhere. Possibly invalidated it. Yeah, Tattoo Tamer isn't going to be going across the line for another lap.
There's Kara.
So
Kara's on his lap now. No, Kara's still in the mix here. He's only he's under a 10th down.
He's over a 10th down.
Just over, but he could improve that 100%. It's only a 10th. Jabu's on a lap. 2 10s up. Jabu could be on for pole.
Oh, this is such a close fight. Will Tattoo Tamer keep pole? Will Flat Pie Face keep that P2? Or will someone just stick in their nose just ahead of them?
Here he comes. 24-6. He's on pole.
That is pole position. Kara is currently still on a lap. He's still going faster. We'll see what you can do in the final sector, but he is the last person on the grid, I believe, who can make the difference. As it stands, Jabu on
He's
pole.
a 10th up. He could do it. This is probably one of our closest qualifying sessions yet, ladies and gentlemen. The guy who's just joined is one of our driver's friends. One of Jabu's friends is the guy who's joined. I said he could race because nice to have an extra driver.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that.
Let's see what Kara's time can be. He's on. Oh, he's not. I thought he was.
So close. 11,000. That is 4 drivers with a 126. Oh, 124.6.
They're good times. Lewis G's up. Lewis G is up on his time. If he could find one more 10th out of this sector, he could also possibly be on for pole. Good very good exit. Go on, Lewis G. 24.627. Another driver in the 24.6s. We have the top 5 covered by 89 thousandths of a second. That's ridiculous. Temps on a lap. I believe, or has he just finished his lap? No, he's just finished his lap. Only
Finished.
person that can improve is Jabu. But obviously he's not going to be done. So that is your lineup, guys, for the race. I'm going to just take a picture of it.
What a qualifying.
I will take a picture of it just in case you have to reset the grid.
I will also take a quick screenshot. But that is Jabu on pole then with a 1:24.601. In P2 we're going to have Kara with a 1:24.612. Lewis G rounding up the podium positions with a 1:24.627. We've got Tattoo Gamer, who was on provisional pole before Lewis, Kara and Jabu came through with a 1:24.687. And then just two, whatever they're called, nanoseconds we'll go with. Flat Pie Face sitting there in P5 will be very disappointed that he wasn't able to get another lap in. He probably thought he had pole, to be fair. But he's ended up finding himself down in P5.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with this qualifying session. It went from, you know, Jesse being on pole to a couple of the other drivers, and I think this could be a very close race here. We've got 14 drivers, one of our most full grids we've had yet. So I'll take through the order. We have Jabu on pole, Kara P2, Lewis P3, good result from Lewis, Tattoo Tamer 4, Flat Pie Face 5, Jostle 6, Jesse, our championship leader, is down in P7, Ross G, D-Mac, then Chofta rounds out our top 10. Then we have Temp, HP10 Pro, Ryan Van Doom, and then Stinner, who is our extra driver for today. So thank you for joining, Stinner. Good to have you along.
Indeed. As you can see there, the top 8 drivers covered by no more than 5/10. That is what I would call a pretty close F2 qualifying. I think possibly the closest we've had ever. Or the closest I've seen, at least, for a very, very long time. Crazy numbers. Crazy, crazy numbers. Apologies, I'm just going to have to unplug my microphone for just a second.
And he's back in. Is he back yet? Is he back yet? Is he back yet? Ah, not yet. Right, it'd be interesting to see, guys, if this race is going to be dry or wet. We actually haven't... I think we've had one wet race so far. But Britain is one of those circuits that rain is quite a high probability because at Britain, obviously, in general, it does rain quite a lot, so it'd be interesting to see if it is, and it looks to be dry on the loading screen, which normally is a sign of a dry race. But let's see, we do have 14 drivers, they're all selecting their tyre setup right now. And we have a dry race, all 14 drivers. Let me just get the spectator menu up. We're going to have the tyre there on. Oh, we have Ryan Van Doom's going to be starting. Data are on, there we go. So, oh, Ross G's already been disqualified from the start, along with Tattoo Tamer. Great start from them. They're going to have cold tyres at the start, boys. But I'm going to take you through the starting lineup on the tyre compound times. So, everyone in the top 11 is starting on soft tyres. So, Temp, who qualified outside the top 10, has chosen to start on softs. HP10 Pro has gone for the mediums. Ryan Van Doom's gone hard, so he could be going hard soft to the end. And Stinner is gone on the mediums as well. The strategy round here, because it's quite a long lap, it's not a long race, you can do a 2-stop, you can do soft, medium, medium. Medium soft is just about possible if you manage your tyres, so it'll be really interesting to see what these drivers can do around the track today, especially with their tyre management as well.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, it's working. I can hear.
Beautiful. Rightio. I am looking forward to this.
It's going to be a very good race today.
The Alpha Tauri, the Jabu up front.
It's nice to see a bit more of a full grid today. We've got 14 drivers.
8 of which are within 5/10 of each other.
Yeah.
So
this is what we want to get our top league to. This is what we want to get F1 to. Our other F1 league, if you guys watched it yesterday, we didn't have many drivers, but we really want to push our top division. So some of these drivers, if they prove to themselves to be quick consistently, we cannot offer them to move up to the division above. So this is why you have to perform in our leagues, because you can also get promoted to that top league. Because the ultimate goal in PRL is to be the champion of the top division, because then you are the fastest driver. All the drivers line up. It'll be interesting to see what happens at the start. Here at Britain, I will let Josh take you away with the start.
Here we are then for 5 red lights at the start of the British Grand Prix. We're going to have a little bit of lag here because it wouldn't be an F1 race without it.
It always happens for us. And then the drivers will go.
An extra 3 seconds. There we go. Lights out and away we go. It looks like the AlphaTauri has got a very, very good start. And it's Cara who will follow behind Lewis G. Oh, he's going to stick it out there. Oh, got a spinner. We've got a spinner.
Lewis is spun. G. He's held it. He's got no damage.
We've got Big Joshua tussling with Tattoo Tamer there, who does hold the position.
Ross G's going down the inside of HP10. I think Lewis is spun again. He's back going, and he now does have damage. Oh, Lewis G. He's had it for once. He's had a really good qualifying session. It happens every race, unfortunately. He's had a bit of a spin. A little bit of contact may have to be looked at in the stewards, but he could go hard to the end. It is possible, because the strategy today is going to be soft medium today. I've got a spinner. Schofter has spun.
Oh, he's giving it a spin.
Let's have a look. Has he got any damage?
No, it won't be any damage. No. It was just on the end of that corner.
But one person to watch out for, Ryan Van Doom's on the hard tyres. He'll be going hard softs. He will have more tyre life. The soft medium strategy is the strategy to go for.
Oh, we've got Ross G! Oh, he's been forced out there a little bit by HP10, but I'd say reasonably clean and fair racing there. Ryan Van Doom's going to pick up that position.
Oh, Ross is damaged.
He's going to stick it down the inside. Okay, Ross is being removed.
And we're going to have a little bit of a chat with Ross G after this race. I think at least a qualifying ban or a race ban for next week, because I understand it's racing, but you cannot drive into someone if you get annoyed. Unfortunately, it's not something that we like to see in our own league races. It has happened every single race he's raced in. But I'm sure we will sort it out. But anyway, back to the action. As we have Cara and Flat Pie Face all driving together. Our top runners are all still very close together. As HP10 Pro has gone the hard, Schofter's gone the hard, Lewis G's gone on the hard tyre. So all those drivers, apart from D-Mac, who's gone the mediums, are all going hards, most likely now to the end of the Grand Prix. As we now have Flat Pie Face is getting quite close onto the back of Jabu now. As will Flat Pie Face possibly go for a move down the inside. He thinks about it. He goes down the inside. He does stick the move. He spun. Oh, he spun. He's lost traction. Do not go into the wall. Save it. He has saved it. He went for the move. He did lose traction. I don't know whether Josh's mic has muted itself because I cannot hear him. But I'm sure he'll be back.
Currently just doing some admin.
Yep, no worries. I think we'll have to sort out penalty points for Ross. I don't think he needs to be removed yet because it's only the second thing, but a definite. At least
same thing 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, at least a quali ban or a race ban, I would suggest. Me and Josh will have a chat about it, but you can't do that in our leagues. I understand emotions are high, and yes, Ross was on the end of some bad racing from HP10, who did force him off the track. However, you can't then just ram into him because you don't like it. Like, if he would have kept it clean, HP10 probably would have got a penalty, and then Ross may have overtaken him on the next corner. Rather than, well, clearly forget to brake. Anyway, we move swiftly on as D-Mac has picked up a time penalty. As we have a battle between Stinaf, Temp and Jesse. As Temp tries to attempt to go down the inside. Obviously Stinaf is not a full-time driver in our league, so anyone that comes behind him will get promoted up one spot. A little bit of a lock-up from someone there. Jesse, our championship leader, is struggling down in P7. As Jabu... Kara's got past Jabu. Kara is in the lead of the race.
And
so very
Temp
good
has
move.
just overtaken Stinner for P6, who can I just say is having a blinder of a race, coming from last to P6.
Oh, he thinks about it
Temp
down
makes a
the
bit of a look up there.
inside.
He did, I don't blame him. So Kara currently running away with the show now then, after overtaking Jabu in the Alpha Tauri. Tattoo Taming keeping them very, very close behind. And then we've got a 4.5 second gap to Josser just behind. So it looks like it's going to be a three-way fight so far before the pit stops.
Yeah. One person to watch out for though is still Ryan Van Doom. He did start on the hard tyre and he's going to the end. And he's actually ahead of the guys behind him who are all going
quick
to the end as well. So Ryan will be on the soft tyre at the end, so he will most likely have a lot of pace. As Stinaf goes down the inside of Temp, this battle is getting serious, ladies and gentlemen, as he does the move. And this could help Jesse. Jesse maybe tries to go around the outside, our championship leader. He goes down the inside of Temp. Temp's gone wide.
And that is a
And
place
Flat
for
Pie Face has
as
also got
well.
past him as well.
That will allow Van Doom to catch up a little bit. He's chilling about 2 seconds behind at the moment. Obviously, he's on the hard tyres while these guys are on the softs. Stinner is on the mediums, can I just add. He's made up 9 positions so far.
We've got someone in the pits. D-Mac has retired. Why is D-Mac retired? He's retired in the pit lane, so that's fine. As HP10 Pro is in the pits.
We have a safety car.
Oh, Temp's retired. What's happened? What has happened here? I am not sure what's happened. Who stayed out? Stinaf has stayed out on the mediums. Oh, if I was him, I would come to the hards to the end now. He is going to go medium soft though, so he could help him out. But obviously all these guys around him have just got a free pit stop on him. What has happened here? I'm not sure, I'll be honest. Is Temp actually out of the sessions? Has he crashed? I didn't see it. Josh, did you see it?
Excuse me for one moment, I've got to deal with that one. This is getting ridiculous.
What happened?
Doesn't work.
Huh? Let's have a look at Ross. Yeah, so I feel quite bad for Ross for getting shoved off. Right. So Temp hit the grass and spun it, so that was why Temp is out of the race. Not sure for D-Mac, but Lewis G and Ross G, yeah. I understand you're frustrated at what's happened, but you cannot intentionally drive people off the track. You cannot intentionally do that. Even if you have been forced off the track, and yes, Ross G, you were forced off the track, and yes, you did lose your front wing, which is unfortunate, but you cannot just drive into someone. Unfortunately, you cannot just drive into someone and expect to get away with it, unfortunately. Not in our leagues. No, Ross, he didn't purposely take you out. He literally got out of the corner and got out of shape. It's not purposely taking you out. And we've got 5-second time penalties at the back of the pack for people. Oh, I feel bad. We're going to have to review some of these 5-second time penalties, I think. Because, There's quite a lot of people. Oh, Lewis and HP10 are getting time penalty now. Oh, HP10's off. What is going on? Lewis and HP10 have 15 seconds worth of penalty. Oh, Lewis, I know what's going on. Josh, just look on board with Lewis and HP10. I feel really bad for HP10. I don't know what Lewis is doing, but I'm going to go on board with him. He's in overtake, and he's going to take him out. I can just sense it. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, in better news, our stand-in driver, Stinner, is currently sitting in P2.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped though. He has not stopped. He is still yet to make his pit stop. Yeah, we're going to have to deal with Lewis and HP10. Because I feel so bad for HP10, I will be honest.
Because I was watching when HP10 and Ross G came together. And it was literally just a case of HP10 had no way that he was supposed to know Ross G was on his inside.
No. And like HP10's got a bit out of shape. It's happened to me before. You get out of shape and, you know, you actually unintentionally hit someone on the inside. It's not your own fault.
There was no contact made, or very, very little contact made. There was no damage to either of the cars, and both carried on as normal. HP is now going to have to go in, fit on the hard tyres, as well as a new front wing.
Yeah, well, obviously we will look at these incidents, guys, everyone in the chat. We will look at all these, and if, you know, some drivers who are further up the field deserve penalties for what they have done, then they will receive them. But please do not take your anger out on them during the race, because it ruins the whole race for everybody, not just yourself.
And Lewis G is currently waiting for HP10 down the pits.
Is he actually?
Yep. Oh, HP has lost it going straight out the pits. Not his finest moment.
This is HP10's debut to our league as well, so I feel really bad for him, because he has been racing pretty well.
He's fast. He's good at overtaking. The overtakes that I have seen him make have been good overtakes.
Yeah, I think at the end of this race, I will be sending HP10 a message and apologising for all this, because yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is by no means his error.
Yeah.
Now he's just absolutely making a
Sorry, Lewis, but we have to laugh at that, because unfortunately,
because
you are being
an absolute idiot.
We don't pick favourites in our leagues, but what you're doing is ridiculous, and you can't do it. You cannot wait for people to come round a corner and purposely take them out. Well, HP10, if you're watching the live stream, stay in the race, mate. You're gonna get a point. Do not retire. I mean, to be fair, HP10's gone through so much rubbish in this race, and he's still racing, so fair play to you, my son. Fair play.
Fair play indeed.
Anyway, let's move on from all that crazy madness, and have a back look. And Kara has not pitted yet. He is in the lead of the race, but he has not stopped yet. I am surprised at that.
Or Jabu. So it is currently Pieface sitting in provisional P1.
I am so surprised at this. Why they haven't stopped underneath the safety car. It's a free pit stop. Don't know. Anyway, we ride on board, we carry on with the league as we keep going. I'm sorry for everybody who watches our leagues and sometimes thinks that our leagues are a bit unprofessional with what happens. We're not an unprofessional league. We do not tolerate what's happened today or in previous races, so they're going to be getting at least race bans. Me and Gale will discuss it and see what needs to be done, but obviously I don't want to remove them from the league yet. They still can prove themselves. They could not do it again. They will get a race ban, but we do have a penalty point system in place, so if you are to have more errors and more mistakes, then you will end up being disqualified from our league, because this is not acceptable by any means. Why is Schofter going really slowly? Has he got damage? No, he doesn't. Schofter's just going really, really slow. Schofter's last lap was 2 minutes and 27 seconds. I don't know what was going on there, Schofter. Anyway, we carry on board. Flat Pie Face is closing up the Jabu, but I believe these guys, because he's on the hard tyres, he's not going to catch up just yet. I think it'll be a little bit of a while before he does end up catching up. Anyway, so the provisional leader in this Grand Prix, it's Flat Pie Face, who is currently battling. Oh no, he's not battling. Old Schofter's left the session. Schofter's retired. We have 9 drivers still in this race. Joshua gets a little bit out of shape coming into the Encho Magazine Beckett as a virtual safety car has been deployed because Schofter, I think, has spun.
I believe he has. It looks like he's lost it up at the end of the previously known as the pit straight. Obviously they've changed the layout since.
Oh, I tell you what, this is helping Carver out. I don't blame him. Stinav is still not coming in the pits. To be fair, he wants to go soft to the end, doesn't he? Stinav wants to go soft to the end. Well, Stinav's pit window is now open.
He will want to go, he will want to be going soft.
If I was him, I would have pitted that lap. Because Kara, underneath the safety car, is not getting a free pit stop, but he's gaining a little bit of time out of it. As he goes mediums to the end. And I believe Jabu will do the same. As Jabu, unfortunately, has to serve his time penalties in the pits. Obviously, some of these time penalties, guys, we can't do anything about, but if you send us our footage of you accidentally crashing into somebody behind the safety car, we can reverse your 5-second time penalty at the end of the race. I know it doesn't help you out in terms of your pit stop, but unfortunately that is the game and we can't do anything about that.
No, we cannot. And HP10 will have all 20 seconds of...
Yeah, he will be
penalties.
Well, obviously unless Ross and Lewis...
One of them was indeed
if Ross and Lewis send in what happened and we deem a penalty to be awarded to HP10, then obviously he will receive a penalty.
But as it stands, it's quite obvious.
I've just seen what Ross has said in the chat. HP10 did get... He has crashed into a couple of people this race. So we may see some penalties. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Don't know what for, but we will investigate it all after the race, but we won't. Actually, our stewards will. As new news for our league, we have stewards in our league. Which is Simo, who has actually put a message in the chat already.
Yeah, already saying that he hasn't done anything wrong.
As Simo, she is one of our stewards for F2, as we actually have 5 stewards now in our league, which helps me and Gali out a lot, because obviously we do run the league, but we also can't do everything. We do have to have some help, and it's also nice to have some of our racers take some ownership over of the league as well. It is a voluntarily run thing. We do not make any profit from this, so it's completely voluntary. As Is Jesse just stuck in gear 7? Or is it the game just making that really weird annoying sound?
Oh,
I still have spun.
completely lost it.
Oh, he's out
I
of the
can't
race.
believe I've just seen that. I just got to see that straight, like I was on board with him.
Did he just completely lose it and then just completely crash out?
Completely lost it, mate. I think he
Full
hit that
course
wall at
safety
about
car.
130.
Full course safety car. These guys on the hards who are going to the end, they're going to be coming in for softs. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you again who this does help. Kara. He has made his last stop, and I do not reckon he will stop. He could jump a lot of these guys. As Jesse, I'll tell you what, Jesse, who hasn't, I'll be honest, hasn't quite had the pace this week. He is leading the race, and he's made his last stop. Yes, everybody around him will be on fresh set of softs, but he is actually in the lead of the race, so... Anyway, back to the racing. Sorry guys if we've been a bit silent, we've been dealing with a lot of stuff in our group chats. As a couple of our drivers are not treating this as professionally as we would like. But we have the race underway. And do you know what, Josh? I'm surprised nobody has gone soft to the end.
I am also extremely surprised by that. Everyone seems to have gone onto the mediums.
The softs can do 10 laps.
I would assume that either they're not confident in those soft tyres, or they believe that the medium is just a better compound.
Yeah, the softs can do 10 laps.
By the end of this race, they would be hanging. And let's not forget, Jesse is on hards.
He is, and one thing, that this safety car could last quite a bit longer, because they should let HB10 unlap himself, and it won't get going until he is unlapped himself completely. As HP10 is... He's in the pits. I do feel really bad for him. He's 4 minutes behind Jossel in track position time. But he's coming on softs to the end. Oh no. Oh Josh, do you know what's happening to his pit stop?
What?
He's serving his penalties.
Who?
HP10.
Oh my good lord, yes he is. He's done 2 so far. Because he's going to have to do them all separately. But realistically, he's getting points, so I don't think he'll be...
Oh yeah, he's getting points. I feel really bad for him. It's his first league race in PRO, and unfortunately this is how it is.
Can I also just point out, he got 1 warning in the first lap for a collision which, realistically, he got out of shape in the first corner. And for the rest of the race, up until he started getting punted, should we go with?
Yeah. Well, HB10, one thing he can do here is go for fastest lap. He's on soft tyres and nobody else is. He could get a bonus point for fastest lap. So what has turned out to be a pretty grim race is going to be points. And that's one thing I've always said, and me and Josh have always said in league racing. Where you finish, it matters to try and finish the race, because sometimes in scenarios like this we've had 14 drivers start the race and there's only 9 left. So if any of these drivers, all they have to do is finish the race and they will get guaranteed points. There's someone in the pit. Who's in the pits? There's a Renault in the pits. Is that Kara? Or is it Stinov? Oh no.
Bargy going on here. HP10 is 2 laps down, so he will be ghosted the entire time, unfortunately.
Yeah. But we are on the way of the race, and we have Flat Pie Face in the lead with Jesse P2, Kara 3, Javi 4. All of these guys have made their last stop, so this is the running order to the end of the race. I don't know whether this has been the right call from Jesse.
I think
to not
possibly
pit.
No, however,
he's got
Kara
track
is currently
position.
loving life because
He's got
no
track
penalties.
position.
He's got no penalties.
No, like he's got track position. Yes, he does, and he wasn't the quickest so far this weekend. But come the end of the race, I mean, these guys are already catching him. Anyway, back on board with the racing, we have Tattoo Tama only 3/10 behind Jesse. Jesse has lost another place as well. He's down in P3. His Flat Pie Face is currently the race leader, as we only have 8 drivers remaining in this Grand Prix so far. And I'm going to have a look at the penalties. I'm going to show you guys all the penalties that we have so far as well. Let's have a look. We have 3 seconds for Flat Pie Face, 3 seconds for Jesse. So currently as it stands, if Kara can keep that gap under 3 seconds to Flat Pie Face, he will receive his second race win in a row. But obviously he needs to keep that gap as it is.
He doesn't need to keep the gap as it is, and if anything, he needs to. Flat Pie Face needs to open up that gap as much as possible. Jesse now has 6 seconds worth of penalties, so will probably be finding himself falling down the grid as Tattoo Tamer overtakes him for P3. Looks like he's struggling on those hards, and he's lost it after Big Josser goes round the outside, and that is Jesse out the race. I have no idea what happened there. That was awkward. Very awkward. We'll be able to hopefully see what happened there in the steward's office once the race is done and we've got all the footage from everyone.
Josh, were you deleting messages in the steward's office?
No, not in the steward's office, mate.
Okay, because D-Matt's complaining that he's had messages deleted and that he has a 6-second gap between able to type in the steward's office, or 6-hour gap, sorry.
In the steward's office?
Yeah. I don't know why, it does it in other channels you meant, I don't know why it's giving him a 6-hour gap. But there isn't a slow mode on, so I don't know why it says that.
Neither. go. I just enabled slow mode on the general chat for F2 just because people were taking the jolly Michael a little bit. Well, to everyone who is currently racing and having the time of their life, thank you for just racing. That is Ryan Van Doom out the session. Maybe he's just crashed out, I'm not entirely sure. 3-second time penalty then for Tattoo Tamer, who was one of the only drivers who didn't have a penalty. As it stands, HP Pro is looking at a P6.
Anyway, back to the race. Sorry guys, lots of admin stuff has gone on this race, and yeah, I'm very sorry about everything that has gone on so far. And we're back to the race. We only have 6 drivers left in. Ryan Van Doom has crashed out, Jesse's out, Stinav is out. We've had 14 drivers take part in this race. We only have 6 left remaining, as the gap between Flat Pieface and Kara is now 5 seconds.
Which would... well, that means that Flat Pieface is going to win the race.
Yeah, but Kara is...
realistically.
I don't know whether he's catching or not. He's pushing hard.
He's gained a 10th in that last little section now.
Oh, we've got a spin up. Tattoo Tamer.
Oh no, he was having
He's
such
left
a
the
good
session
race.
as well. You would have got points, Tattoo. Oh.
Oh, he was on for a podium finish as well.
He's spun, got no damage, but he's left the session. Well, we've got 6 laps left, and Tattoo Tamer has left the session, not retired, so he will be ghosted for the rest of the race. So we're going to have 5 finishes in this race from the 14 that has started, which is
not something I was actually expecting to be saying, but it's been an interesting race, I suppose, if that's what you can call it. Jabu there with the fastest lap of the race at 1:26.7. Obviously, he's on the soft tyres. He does have a drive-through penalty though, but I believe that was possibly for safety car breaches.
Yeah, I think that was safety car breaches. I think maybe speeding in the virtual.
I would imagine so. So, currently as it stands, we've got Flat Pieface in P1, holding on to that 5-second gap to himself, and Kara, who is in P2 in the Renault. Big Josser rounding up the podium positions in P3 in that Williams racing car. We've got the Mercedes of Tattoo Tamer still running, but he won't be achieving points today as he has left the session. We've got Jabu in P5, who has actually driven a pretty strong race, but seems to have got unfortunate with penalties, and I think he might have spun. I'm not 100% sure. And then we've got HP10, who has just sort of driven his race down in a very, very lonely P6. He has been last for pretty much the whole race.
Yeah.
I have sent an apology.
Tattoo Tamer's game has crashed. That's what happened. Ah.
Well, he can join the lobby back.
Can you invite him, please, just so he can join and maybe finish the race?
Yep.
That way he will get points. Is HP10 ghosted? Oh no, he was just ghosted for other drivers, wasn't he? Never mind. Anyway, we have the gap between Flat Pieface and Kara has come down. It's sort of fluctuating at that 5-second mark, but Jossel has come into the pits for some soft tyres.
He has. I imagine he's probably trying to get himself that extra point with the fastest lap, which isn't, I have to say, the silliest of ideas.
No.
Considering he's got 3 seconds worth of penalties as well, he has been overtaken by Tattoo Gamer, who will hopefully join back.
If he joins back, he will get his result, but if he doesn't, then he will not be able to.
Yeah, if he does not join back before the end of the race, he won't receive his points. That's just how the leagues work.
Tattoo Tamer is not joining back. He's got to go for his dinner. Which sucks. Only 4 laps left would have guaranteed you, well, at the moment, Tattoo, if you join back, you are getting a podium spot. But
not anymore. Jossel has gone, I'll have that, thank you very much, and see you next week.
Yeah, well, Flat Pie facing Kara. Kara's P2.
Yeah,
another good result. Kara did win last week, and he's getting at least a P2 this week. But Pieface has got to watch out.
Finished this race, so that gap will be significantly closing.
Yeah, well, Kara didn't start the first couple of races, so he is quite a few points behind, but I think in total he's like 60 points behind, but every single race that he finishes and other people don't, he's closing the gap, as we have, I believe we have 5 more races also left in this league before we start our next season. And before we start our next season, we will be sorting out all of our admin stuff that's gone on in the background of today's race, because this is not acceptable. Me and Josh have been very off the comms today, because we've had to look at our phones every 5 seconds, because people are saying things in the chat which are not acceptable to be said, and also have dealt with these instances not the way that they should have been. You know, our league, we want it to... Oh, no, hang on a second. We have some interesting news. Flat Pieface...
Flat Pieface has just picked up a 3-second penalty.
He has to push.
Kara in P2.
No, P1.
Into P1.
Kara has just got to not get a penalty. That's all he's got to do to get the win here. Flat Pieface needs to push. He needs to open up 1.3 seconds.
All he needs to do is just drive.
This could be 2 weekends in a row where Kara's all he's done is keep it clean and a little bit consistent, and he's picked up a win. And that's a big advertisement for everybody in our leagues. If you watch this stream back, please listen to the advice we give you. Keep the race clean and you'll pick up points. Kara has
shown. He's the only person without a penalty, the only person who hasn't been involved in incidents, and they're going to win the race.
Yeah, he's not driven the socks off his car, he's not gone for any stupid moves, he's kept it clean, and he possibly, I'm not going to say it yet, there's still 2 laps left and he could pick up a penalty. We don't want to give it the commentator's
curse, because that gap is opening up.
It's got to open up another second,
at the start of the lap. It's now 5.1.
But all Kara has to do is keep it on the island. There's Pieface.
Looking at everyone's tyres, Kara is on 12 lap mediums, Pieface is on 10 laps, so technically Pieface does have the advantage.
Yeah. Jabu's picked up another second penalty. So the penalty so far, we've got 6 seconds for Pieface, 5 or nothing for Kara, 3 for Jossel, 3 for Tattoo, 6 for Jabu, and 13 seconds for HP10 Pro.
I can't tell if Jabu... Oh, I think he's going to retire in the pits.
I hope he doesn't retire in the pits, because this is 3 points. He could be going softs to the end and get that bonus. If he's got another set of softs... Yeah, but they're all quite old, aren't they? 6 laps.
True.
I hope he doesn't
See what
retire
happens.
because he's getting a P4 if he
That is another
doesn't.
set of softs.
Yep,
He's going
fair
for that
play.
extra point, I think.
I don't blame
Can't
you.
him for that. It's the smartest thing to do. He knows that he's not going to be able to pick up another position, so...
Well, he was like 45 seconds behind Big Jostle, so... that gap has opened up to 5.4. Cara has to now push.
Got 1 lap, Pieface, to open up 4 tenths. Well, 6, 7, 8
Oh,
tenths.
Cara, be close with these track limits. If Cara gets a penalty, the race is done.
I've got to admit, he's driving a almost perfect race. He hasn't put a wheel wrong.
No, you've raced him as well in the Speed Force Racing League. He's a GP4 driver, but he's raced in your division in GP3.
He has, and he was very quick.
And he's won a race, and he's a very... Yeah, these are the type of drivers we really want in our division, guys. We want people who are clean, fair drivers. Obviously, that's not going to happen every race. We will have incidences that stewards will look at. I'm sorry for how it's been dealt with today. It's not the best, I will admit, and we will fix that. However, you have to be a clean racer for races to run smoothly, and today
You've got to take
hasn't
each race
been a
with
clean
pinch of
race.
salt.
Yeah. You know, today it has not been. I mean, I can count for 4 drivers who have retired from this race due to pretty dangerous driving, I would say.
Through no fault other than that.
You know, we've had...
Cara has brought down the gap to 4.8 seconds. Pieface has got
He's
no
got 1 lap.
ERS left.
He's got no ERS left, but also it takes 1 mistake from Cara. This is the thing, they have to both have a solid lap. You know, 1 mistake from Cara, 1 penalty can change it. He has to keep it on the island, he cannot spin. And Pieface has to do the same.
Absolutely. Alright, approaching this right-hander here, hopefully Pieface can keep it clean. Ooh,
Oh, they've lost
very
grip in their
slidey.
tyres. They've lost grip in their tyres, guys. They've got not a lot left. Cara keeps it clean. It's 5 seconds. He needs 1 second in this final sector. I doubt it's going to be possible. Just don't pick up a time penalty, Cara.
They've got
Good
2
exit.
very distinct driving styles, these 2 drivers. Pieface is more of a conservative, keep it in a higher gear, whereas Cara's stick it in a lower gear, get those revs up. And they're pretty much equally matched, if I'm perfectly honest. But it is going to be, by the looks of it,
Pieface
wait
comes
until
across
the
the
final
line. We've
corner.
got to see if Cara, he has to push. He cannot lift off the throttle too much. And it is Cara.
And that is a
2
win for
weeks
Cara.
in a row.
You've got to give it to him. It was a almost perfect race for him. I mean, if we go into the race, just real quick, I can confirm he got 3 warnings in that race.
Ooh, surprised he didn't. He got 3 warnings.
I imagine one of them would have been for touching another driver.
Yeah, probably. I was going to say otherwise he would.
Which means he was 1 off of getting.
He was 1 warning off of getting a penalty. So
would
probably
have
why the
put
gap
him
at
back.
the end increased at the end, because he didn't want to get a penalty. Jostle
Oh,
comes
absolutely
through,
so.
and Jostle spun it on the straight, but he's finished the race. We won't be having interviews at the end of this race, because I think 2 of these drivers don't actually come in for interviews, because whether it's their English speaking ability or they don't have a microphone, I don't know, but we won't be having interviews today. But thank you to everybody who has watched the stream. Sorry for what's happened today so far, but nonetheless, it was a great race, and Cara has picked up 2 wins in a row now in this division.
Something that cannot be looked straight past, because this guy is quick, and I think Jesse might have a bit of a challenge on his hands.
He
Obviously,
might do.
He hasn't had any competition realistically for the last 5 races, because
Well,
he's
this is
just
the
been
first
P2
race
every
where
race.
Jesse has not finished P2. First race he's not finished. And Flat Pieface, a brand new driver to our league today, also showing some good
Straight
pace.
into P2.
And Tasu Tamer, his first race in this division. Yeah, he has been in the whole time, but first race in division. Very strong. And Jabu again up there. Jabu got the fastest lap of the race, so he will be receiving a bonus point. So fair play to Jabu. But thank you very much, guys, for watching. PRL today. We are sorry for some of the instances that had happened, and we will be talking to our drivers over the next few days and resolving what has happened today in the fairest way possible. We will be talking it against amongst our other stewards in the steward's office and coming to a sensible conclusion. But thank you very much for watching today. Thank you to Josh for joining me on commentary today, and we will see you next Thursday for F2. Will and HP10 are your commentators for F1 on Monday, and they will see you on Wednesday. Sorry, not Monday. But we will be seeing you guys next week. Sorry for guessing the timings wrong. That's me getting. I don't know why I said Monday.
Yeah, we will see you.
We'll see you next
PRL
week.
We'll see you Wednesday at 7, and we will see you Thursday at 7. Hope you've had a good one. Hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you very soon. Bye bye.
Yeah, and then the next race, F1 will be having Britain, because they missed out a week because of lack of numbers, whereas F2 will be having Belgium. So thank you very much, guys, and we will be seeing you in the next race. But until then, bye for now, and we will see you next time.